Got your cut-off jeans and your boots on, turquoise earrings and neon. You're what a country boy.
So I always ask my my spiritual leaders if what they feel about John the Baptist eating peyote on the island of Patmos and writing Revelations.
Man.
So there's a lot of MDT.
Yeah.
That the plant that MDT comes on the island of Patmos where John wrote Revelations. And people say when they trip, they see God.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, I know.
that's how the Bible was written.
Yeah, I know.
I
know, but
it's
you know,
funny
I listen to Joe Rogan a lot, and he gets
That's
into a lot of that.
what-
And no, some of that stuff's pretty wild, man.
Yeah.
It gets you to thinking, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think my part of that is like any time you think about it is good.
Sure.
And I hear of C.S. Lewis wrote a lot of Christian books, and he was the anti-religion guy. And he's like real smart and dove into all these questions.
Sure.
He became a hardcore Christian through those questions.
Wow. So
See what I'm saying?
that's what led him to...
When I was in my younger days, I studied a lot of anthropology. So I read a lot of Carlos Castaneda and stuff like that, but they've discredited so much of it. So, you know, I stay quiet on most of it.
I like the gospel, man.
I do too.
Yeah, that's it. It just...
The parables, I mean, you can read those like a storybook any way you take it.
Well, since we're on it, you know, I'm reading a book called The Prodigal God, and it's about, you know, the tale of two sons. You know, people hear it's the prodigal son.
Oh,
they hear
yeah.
that story.
Yeah. Oh,
well, it's not called the prodigal son. It's called A Tale of Two Sons, and it talks about the prodigal son, the kid going out and spending all the money, and then coming back to dad. Well, the thing about this book is it's a tale of two sons, and they forget about the older brother that came in from the fields, and they're having a big party. Yeah. He's all pissed off.
Yeah.
He's like, why are you throwing him a party?
Yeah.
You know, I'm the one that's the good kid. I'm the one that's doing the right thing. And, and he's like, you've always been here or whatever.
Yeah.
And it kind of ends like that. And it's kind of a message to those do-right Christians.
Sure.
Yeah.
Your brother's returned.
Yeah, man. You should be
Joy,
happy.
Glad, rejoice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of so the first chapter, into the first chapter of that book, it says if your church isn't welcoming to the younger brother, maybe you have too many elder brothers in your congregation there. Yeah, it's pretty powerful.
No, that's pretty powerful.
Building your relationship with Christ, and I'm not trying to get on a soapbox, but it's a lot like building a chain. You know, sometimes you're going to backslide a little bit, but just know that that's the next chain, getting ready to make the next link.
It's cool,
and
man.
that kind of ties in with what you're saying, the prodigal son. Anytime if you do slip away or you kind of hang the phone up there a little bit when you return, you know, that's the way God is. He loves us. He's very forgiving, and he always welcomes home the prodigal son.
That's Absolutely. So cool. I tell you what, guys, we're recording. He started recording already, so I'm gonna probably include some of that in there.
Okay, man.
So to recap, my buddy Dwayne Ledbetter. 10 years now I've known you, I guess.
Yeah, I think more than 10 now, Cole.
Yeah, that's back probably. I was thinking 2010.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Through our mutual friend, and then your bass player, Garrett, came up to hang out and drink some whiskey and play some music.
Absolutely. And we're glad to be here.
Definitely.
Good.
Thank you for having us, Cole.
So I remember the 10 years ago, you know, hanging out, and you enjoyed playing the guitar.
Yeah.
You never showed me anything, or were you already doing stuff then, or have you gotten increasingly better since? Like, what happened?
So, kind of what has happened in that, I've always had that music passion, that love. Even as a kid, you know, I was the kid that got all the pots and pans out and started banging on them. You know, drove my parents crazy.
Well done.
Yes, and you know the movie La Bamba.
Yeah.
Oh man, when that came out, it's just really
Richie.
Yes. But that's really what. As a kid, I've always had that passion, and you know, I started out as a father early in life, so it's all about taking care of business, you know.
Yeah, well done, man.
Well, you know, it's the way it is.
You got to provide.
Yeah, so I've kind of put that to the wayside for a long time, and you know, I got older. As the kids got older, I delved back into the music a little, and
had a little bit more time on your hands.
Had a little more time on my hands, and then I kind of started taking it serious. I've always had the passion and the love for it.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, let's write some songs.
Yeah.
Let's take it a little further.
So how long have you had one song?
My first release goes back to about 2016, 2017, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
5 years now?
Yeah, really
4 or
about
5
5 years. And, I've always noodled on the guitar, and I call it noodling.
Yeah, definitely. But his singer-songwriter ability has blossomed so much in the last 5 years. He's just got such natural talent, and he's really honed it in these last 5 or 6 years where he's really
starts coming together.
Yeah, the passion's been there. He's just put out song after song, and he's taken some of them to the next level, and I think that's kind of where he's at now.
Wow.
Definitely. Thank you, Garrett. I appreciate that, sir.
I'm curious how the iTunes things work because we put this podcast on iTunes, but that's a different branch of iTunes.
Sure.
So you able to submit your music to them?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
Wow.
I'm on all the major platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. I have a Pandora station.
Wow.
If you want to look up Ledbetter.
Okay.
And Ledbetter Neon Moonlight, it'll pull up my whole album.
We'll put it in the video how to get to it. Obviously. So that was probably when that popped on to iTunes the first time. You're probably like,
yeah,
a little like, oh man, that's pretty cool.
It was. It was kind of like, as a teenager, like, man, if I could ever get a CD out, that would be so cool. But of course, I didn't have the means or the know-how to do so at the time, and it was kind of like a childhood.
I'm gonna pour myself a whiskey while we're chatting here. But what I was thinking about was the process of writing that first song.
Sure.
Like you're learning to play guitar. You got a few tunes you can play just from practicing and practicing. Then applying some words to it. And so how's that kind of come about? What I'm real curious about.
Well, it kind of starts out, for me, it's in my head. It's almost like a hook. It gets stuck there throughout the day. I can be driving in the truck, going someplace, and stop at a red light, and it just comes to me. Then I get home, and I try to kind of work that melody I have in my head to a chord progression. And then it just kind of grows from there. Yeah. I think it's always there.
So the music is first, usually.
Usually, but not always.
Yeah. And then you found some words to go with it.
Yeah, and I do have meaning in my songs. I don't overthink it.
Yeah.
But
so what was the first song?
First song I did was Running Out of Time.
Yeah.
And the first lyrics of the song is, I've been running from the things I need the most, like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was really my first ever release. Yeah.
Well, a singer, a songwriter sees the world through a different set of eyes. Everything is poetic for them.
That's it.
They see the deeper meaning, the symbolic side of life, the little things that lead up to these songs. That's the deal. You just have to have the eyes for it and the heart for it to recognize there's a song in everything. Just not everyone can pull it out of it.
Yeah. Well, here I was always thinking you're just some dumb redneck, and you're doing these poetry and putting together these rips and lyrics and
sure.
See that right there? That's poetic justice right there.
Highly skilled individual, man.
I wouldn't build me up too much.
A deep thinker.
That Cody Jinks song. I never meant to be a bad man. I just had a fast hand.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
That's it right there.
That's it, man.
I was just good.
Man, I wish I could say that about myself, but it's more passion and love. Music is therapy for me.
Yeah.
And there's a big therapeutic.
Yeah.
Even as a music listener, I get that.
Me too.
Not even as an active participant,
Oh yeah. Well, music soothes the savage beast.
Kind
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's
I spend
soothing.
It seems like hours, but it's usually about 30, 45 minutes. Like kind of cramping my fingers up trying to make a few tunes, and I enjoy it. And
it's fun.
I wish I could commit to it more.
Yeah.
And as I've made the slightest sound that made a decent sound, that's all the encouragement you need to
you get that true ring of that chord.
Yeah,
that's right. One cool note says it. Yep.
It's like golf, you get that good shot, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm coming back tomorrow.
Yeah, I've done it once. I can do it again.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, man. So you're down in Maypearl, right?
I'm in Waxahachie now.
Okay.
We built a house. My wife and I, we built a home probably about 4 years ago over on the outskirts of Maypearl, but we're in Waxahachie. Our son, he goes to Waxahachie Independent.
Very cool. And that's that downtown area, I think, is apparently they're doing a lot of stuff
it's
there.
It's neat. It's really neat.
Just like everywhere, it's growing so fast that
it is.
I guess they got the money and people to go back downtown.
Definitely.
And start a business there.
Mm-hmm.
Downtown is we have one of the nicest squares downtown area, I would say, in
beautiful.
Texas.
Is there any opportunity down there to play?
Yes, there is.
So you able to kind of do a little bit?
Well, COVID has really put
man.
I hate to bring that bad word up.
Right. Yeah, I hear you.
But,
Well, last night I went out. I was out in Fort Worth, and West 7th gets real. I'm gonna say club scene almost, where it's younger people and we went to Fred's Burgers right there in the middle of it's Fred's Burgers.
Oh yeah,
okay.
And they got these two guys up there.
I've never made my way over to Fred's Burgers. I may have to do it now.
Yeah, well, it's funny because like all the parking garages, if you go, you can park in the parking garage, but you can validate your ticket. Mm-hmm. Well, Fred's has been there so long before everything grew up around. They don't participate in that, so you can't. If you go eat at Fred's, you can't use that to validate your parking.
Okay.
Because Fred's don't participate in their like group kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's just how long they've been there. But man, we sat and it's kind of indoor outdoor. Two guys up there doing cover songs, really good sounding.
I imagine there's some good artists out there.
And it's our playlist. You saw what I had planned, so it's that type of playlist.
Fantastic.
Really exciting. Anyway, point is, I saw live music last night.
Man, that's the thing. I miss live music so much. Yeah. I think 2020 was the first year that I've gone without seeing live music.
Really?
People still want to hear it.
People
still want to see the music. They still want to hear it, and they're still coming. You can still draw the crowds. It's the artists that are brave enough to get out there and take a stand against this. Because I hate to say it, but Austin has just all but shot themselves in the foot on their music scene.
Yeah, and
and I'm not going to get political.
No,
but that's just what they've done. They've allowed this to just control everything.
But being in Texas, they're still better than a lot of the other places in the country. And so, and the reason I know that is, we listen to Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And they're the comedy scene. Yeah. And they literally moved to Austin because of they're more open than other places.
Most definitely.
So, hey, seeing it down Saturday night, and then I go to Kessler Theater.
Oh,
and they only let about half the occupancy in.
Yes.
But they're doing it, and I think they're just doing double shows.
Hey, whatever it takes, that's the thing. The music's
right. Where there's a will, there's a way.
That's
absolutely.
Right.
And that's probably gonna be one of those pushes to get everything back.
Yeah.
Whatever normal end up being is people want to see. They want to see music. They want to see comedy. They want to get out and about.
Yeah, most definitely. It's it's a big part of our lives that we don't really give enough credit to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I find I get along most with those who enjoy music like I do. You know what I mean? And some just kind of listen to it casually. I listen because this is pretty country music comparatively. This is some of my favorite type. But then it'll also come to some rock and roll music. I listen to rap.
You sound like me.
Gospel. Yeah. I listen to gospel.
I do too, man. I cross every genre. Just don't even look at my collection because there's just so much. You like that? Oh, but he likes that too.
Yeah.
I'm a smorgasbord.
Very eclectic. Yeah. Very eclectic.
If you got something to say and you can play a tune to it, I'm listening.
That's right.
And if you ain't very good at it, I might listen a little bit, but I won't listen to it long.
But you'll be able to tell the difference too. Absolutely.
Yeah. Most
doesn't take long to listen to it to go, okay.
Yeah. Hey man, I got no time frame here. Why don't we just jump into a song?
Let's do that.
Yeah. What are you gonna play?
We're gonna play a song to start out with. This is on the album Neon. Yeah. Little hat trouble.
Neon.
Neon Moonlight. Okay, that is the album this is on, and this song is called Underneath the Neon Moonlight.
Underneath the Neon Moonlight.
And it's kind of titled the EP.
Okay, so tell me real fast what. Watch the bass of it as well, Garrett. That's the scary part, but that's good as long as it's not in your way. So beyond the Neon Moonlight, how did that come about?
Okay, Underneath the Neon Moonlight. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a story. I grew up in a small town, Maypearl, Texas.
Yeah, buddy.
So and when I say
playing
small
at
town,
the Busy Bee.
Yes. So it's kind of a collection of stories of events at the Busy Bee and places in Waxahachie and just things, and so you'll get the story out of the song, I think. It'll kind of paint the picture of what it's about. But let's dive into this if y'all are okay with that.
Absolutely.
All right.
Another cold one, another slow one, another shadow of the night. Out on the dance floor, there's room for us to get it right. Underneath the neon moonlight. We ain't seen you in a while. I sure have missed your smile. I'm glad to have had the chance to have asked you to dance. Catch up on old times, a little 3-minute rewind. Scoot across the floor like we did before. You know I must admit, I think about you quite a bit. When I heard you were in town, I sure was hoping to see you around for another cold one, another slow one, another shadow of the night. Out on the dance floor, there's room for us to get it right. Underneath the neon moonlight. Who's gonna drive you home? I'd hate for you to be alone on such a night when everything feels so right. We can play them good old songs and you can sing along. Take the long way back and slip across the tracks for another cold one, another slow one, another shadow of the night. Out on the dance floor, there's room for us to get it right. Underneath the neon moonlight. Another cold one, another slow one, another shadow of the night. Out on the dance floor, there's room for us to get it right. Another cold one, another slow one, another shadow of the night. Out on the dance floor, there's room for us to get it right. Underneath the neon, underneath the neon, underneath the neon moonlight.
Yeah, buddy. That's good, man.
Well, thank you, Cole.
That's well done.
Appreciate it, sir.
I've been to the Busy Bee and I've been to Maypearl. I got this picture in my mind of what's going on over there.
Yes, sir.
It kind of makes me want to go down there and listen to a song two-step a little bit.
Hey, that's exactly right. And you know, when that song came about, it was more of a dancing type of song.
Oh, good.
That's really what I was.
Well, and that's
going for.
That's the idea. That's what I'm thinking when you're kind of two-stepping and it's kind of dark, but the neon lights are up. Yeah,
you are underneath the neon moonlight.
Yeah, buddy.
On that dance floor.
Mark still run that place?
Yeah, as far as I know. You know, I haven't in a while.
Yeah.
You know, I'm married. I don't get out much. You know,
you're right. That's the honky tonk.
That's right. You know, but no, he's still doing his thing down there, and I have friends that go down there. You know, I'll have to make it down there sometime. We were supposed to have our class reunion down there, but it was canceled. You know, I'm a class of 2000.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah.
We're the same age. So.
20-year reunion.
Yeah.
The 10 years always kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
But 20 is a significant number.
It is significant.
It's sad.
A lot of changes happened.
I hated it.
I hated
it.
Yeah. So I don't know. We might be to 25 before we do it again.
Who knows? There's going to be an end in sight to all this.
Oh, I know, man.
Yeah, just roll with the punches, man. You know.
I don't like your jury attitude there, Garrett. We're gonna have
to brighten that.
Hey, I'm like the rest of us. I take it in stride. But, you know, I've seen it rain on a lot of parades, and I don't know, man. I'm not going to get on a soapbox about it.
Well, I get it. Just like, you know, look.
It is what it is.
I'm not an anti-masker, but I'll forget to put my mask on, and sometimes somebody says something, sometimes doesn't, and I'll just, I'm sorry, and I put it on.
Yeah.
And but just the simple fact that I'm in that situation is the strange thing.
It is
that you got to worry about.
Well, I mean, it's like the cooties.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Break it down kindergarten level,
I guess so.
Circle, dot, bro.
Yeah.
That's right. No, it's just something we're.
Just a little bit, but I can compress it.
Okay. Me, my mic.
No, we got the sensitivity up, which is good. So, but anyway.
But Cole, I think it's just something we're going to have to deal with and live with. We'll find ways around it. Just this isn't the first time in history that we've had to work through some things, and we're no different.
And they look back at that Spanish flu, and it's a different situation, but that killed a lot of people. That changed the world. So, and I don't think it's as bad as that. So obviously, we should be bouncing back.
I see a future inside, a bright one to be at that.
I mean, it ain't, besides the bars, I guess movie theaters are going to be a while before people go back to movie theaters. Seems like.
There's going to be some changes, and some changes of latitudes and attitudes. And
I can honestly say I'm a huge moviegoer. Just about weekly. I haven't been to one since the pandemic started.
How about that?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on in Hollywood right now.
Restaurants are basically already full again.
Yeah.
When I go out, I mean, they may have their own kind of, the capacity. Oh, by the way, last weekend I went to Bishop Arts there, Oak Cliff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And just had some dinner reservations there. And so we went down the street to the bar, and they're open. So, okay, me and my date have our mask.
Yeah.
And nobody's really wearing a mask, but we don't care. I'm just doing my part, right?
That's it.
And we go sit down, and we're sitting there chatting, and she goes up to go to the restroom, and somebody was texting me, so I took a picture of just me just looking up. There were some people standing in the bar and everything. And as I sent it, I'm looking at the photo that I took, and there's a state police officer at a desk, doing this, writing something out.
Okay.
And I said, "Holy crap, he's writing tickets," because nobody
was wearing masks.
It was a full bar.
Wow.
0 masks.
Yeah.
So and then when she came back, I pointed, "Hey, there's a police officer." She goes, "Oh yeah." She said, "I just heard them in the office arguing." So a state police officer came into a bar in Dallas County, Oak Cliff.
Yeah.
And wrote tickets.
It was enforcing.
Yeah. And of course, when they were done, all the bartenders had masks. Everybody.
Yeah. They would adhering at
that point.
Yes.
Yeah. You're like the rest of us. We all keep a mask in our pocket. Absolutely.
Yeah. I do. I want to do my part to keep everybody as safe as possible around me. And I'm not really one way or the other on it. I just want to do my part to keep everybody safe, man.
Yeah.
So I'll wear my mask.
Look at you, Mr. Politically Correct over here.
Yeah. Hey, I have a grandmother.
That's a big.
It plays the part. We're thinking about our elderly right now. And
well done. That's exactly why. You still building houses down there?
Yes, sir. I do. I actually I took a job for a company and working for them. And I'm still very much big into construction.
Well, I know you're doing a lot of that. I know you did a roof for me back when.
I think we did a couple, if I remember correctly.
You did mine and maybe one of my customers or something like that. Yeah. They still complain to me this day.
Oh, man.
No, actually, I do recall it being all good. Like they were like thanking me for
sir,
the suggestion and everything.
Yes, sir. No, I still value customer service.
But we're gonna have to make you a bunch of money on this music, so you don't have to roof anymore.
Man, I'm telling you what, that'd be the golden ticket right there.
That's the dream, man.
Well, with like I said, with production, I say like this, not this, but you can make the music and get it out there.
That's the thing, and with COVID, it has actually inspired a lot of good music.
Yeah, because a lot of platforms have been developed because of it.
Yes, it has.
Sitting at home looking for something to do.
That's correct.
Figure out you got a YouTube channel. Oh, I can upload video here.
Oh, it's awesome.
And our $1,000 phones, the top of the line camera.
So much they can do.
I got cameras in here, but the phone's just as good, especially in closed spaces.
When I'm writing songs, I use my phone, the little recorder on the iPhone.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll go through, write a verse, record that, go through, get my
writing
chords.
songs, man.
Yes, sir.
I think that's and it's me. But I think that's everybody. That's like a dream, man. If you can sit down and put together a song and it sound okay.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I kind of feel like you've achieved something that many people are unable to do. And
well, it's a passion and love. I go back to that. That's just really all I have to say for it. It's therapy, man. I need the music as much as I enjoy playing it.
You just the same hippie as you are redneck, huh?
Yes, sir. That's it.
I appreciate you letting me talk trash to you like that.
Oh, Cole, we go back a little ways. I just don't like sodbusters.
Yeah.
That's kind of a little inside joke me and Cole had over the years.
I always wonder how that sounds, to other people I hadn't seen Lonesome Dove. To say,
right. We all remember the world premiere of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that
awesome,
fantastic series.
Well, for me, it's cut and dry. If I had to pick one movie I could only watch, it's long enough to entertain you.
Oh man,
most definitely.
You feel like you've been on the trail
yourself
by the time it's over.
I wrote a short story.
Oh, fantastic!
Based on Gus and Woodrow.
How cool!
Yeah, I mean it's real short, but I just felt like writing one time. This was years ago, and I got it, probably 4 or 5 top pages, and that was it. But,
hold on to it, release it.
Yeah, no, I will.
Yeah.
No, what I wanted to do is come up here on the mics and read it.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, it's just I made a mistake, and I do video. So what do I do when I'm reading the story? Just video of me. But if it's podcast only, it's just audio. You don't have to worry about presenting for the video, so it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think that'd be a neat little thing. I'll be looking forward to hearing that.
All right.
You do that.
Well,
yes, sir.
I was going to send it to you to get some comments.
Okay, I'd be happy to look.
The pro?
Far from it, Cole. Far from it. But I just enjoy playing, man.
How was your trip up to Grand Prairie?
It was good.
You came here when we were hanging out with Big Billy, right?
Yeah, definitely. That was y'all introduced me to Cesar's Taco.
Oh, nice.
Yes, there's a couple establishments y'all had.
Did you ever do Don Juan's?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. That's a little glorified kind of Taco Bell.
Oh yeah,
but it's great.
It's money. It's money. It's money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We're a little younger back then. I've had a few tacos too many.
Well,
since then.
I ain't arguing with you.
The proof's in the pudding.
I'm gonna stay quiet.
I do remember one of the things is Cowboys over there was still open.
Yes.
We'd go over there and two-step. And
we would get underneath the neon moonlight over there at Cowboys.
Howling at the moonlight.
Yeah. I can't believe you would dance with me like that.
Just for the record, that never happened, guys.
Well, and the thing is, now it was so cool. I didn't go that often, but having that place right there was so nice.
Convenient,
Great.
yeah.
And now, if I want to go two-step, and I haven't been in a while because of that exact reason.
No.
Cowboys, Red River. And and at least a big kind of place with a lot of
there's not very many of them anymore.
Yeah, the large commercial establishments, they're just not what they were right now.
And those are the ones that'll take a while to get back.
I'm scared to go into Billy Bob's. I know it's very commercial, but
we're going.
I don't know what the scene is there right now. It's kind of a restaurant deal they got going, or
I'll report to you. I'm going next week.
Awesome,
fantastic.
I love the music scene there.
Charlie Crockett.
Yeah, that'd be a great show.
It's hit and miss, but I've been there when there's been phenomenal artists and there's nobody in there, and you can really get a good experience. That's what I like. I know that you want to draw the crowd, but when you can see those artists there and they're not elbow to elbow, you can kind of relax and really take it in. I like to see those shows there. So I miss it. We were pretty regular there. Me and my family would spend quite a bit of time there. So I'd like to see what's going on there right now.
We
go ahead.
Well, I don't like it that much as a music venue. It's just that they are able to get the right artists in there.
Yes,
definitely.
And that's only because I became a little bit of a snob, like talking about Kessler Theater and such.
Once you get that sit-down experience, it's hard to beat that.
I've been very lucky there. I'm going to keep it short and sweet, but I've got tickets to go inside before and have had multiple experiences where somebody's come up to me and said, "Hey, man, we got to go." Or either the babysitter jacked us, we got to go get our kids or whatever. Here, take this ticket to the usher. We saw What's the Kenny Wayne Shepherd? Okay. We go there, and the guy comes up and says, "Hey, man, y'all look like nice people. Take these tickets. Take it to the usher." And next thing I know, I'm front row center at Kenny Wayne Shepherd, and all I paid was general admission.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened. I think that's,
so. I've been spoiled a little bit. I guess that's where it comes from for me.
As long as you pay it back next time you get called out of a concert. I mean, because that's happened to me before.
Of course.
Somebody gave me tickets. It was a Snoop Dogg and 311.
Wow.
They came for Snoop Dogg.
And Korn was also in that venue.
Okay.
Because I went to that.
Really?
Yes. And Fair Park.
Yeah.
Yes, I was there.
These people leave Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
And we're like at the lawn.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, we just came for Snoop Dogg. Y'all want our tickets?" We're like, "Yeah." 311 pit first row. I mean, like right up on the stage. I was like, "Geez."
Can't believe you're there in that time. It's such a man. It's great to have those experiences, man.
That's why. That's that whole hope for bringing everything back.
It's like the music gods just reach down sometimes. Just go, here you go.
Yes, sir.
It's great to be a part of it.
You know, going back to Billy Bob's, the nostalgia there.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. My favorite thing to do, and I do this every time I go to Billy Bob's, I go up to that Waylon Jennings handprint, and my hands are so close to the same size.
Oh, man.
It just feels cool, you know. It's probably more of a me thing than anything.
Yeah.
I was like, man, Waylon Jennings actually put his hands here.
Yeah.
And
inspiration, man.
Inspiration.
Absolutely.
You know, that's my honky tonk hero right there.
Yeah.
You know, I know Billy Joe Shaver wrote Honky Tonk Heroes, but Billy Joe, big fan of Billy Joe Shafer. May he rest in peace as well.
Was that this year?
That was this year. That wasn't too long ago.
Yeah.
You know, it's still fresh on the hearts of many.
The cool thing there about Billy Bob's too is it's just so large that
it is.
I mean,
you can spread out.
Well, one problem is you get lost.
Yeah.
If you get separated.
You got to know the layout. Once you do, you're a lot more comfortable in there.
I've had some good experiences there. One of my small town friends growing up has had some music success, and you know, he's played Billy Bob's, and he's actually played it quite a few times. He's invited me back and had me tickets waiting for him to sign the wall in the green room.
No way.
Yeah, so I got to experience that side of it, you know, and it was really neat.
One of those years we went out there, 12-man jam.
I remember 12-man jam.
It was over, and I kind of went there to that side entrance to the backstage, and I was like, okay, whatever. And so I started walking away. Well, Jason Boland's walking this way. He's got like 3 or 4 people directly behind him. So as we were walking, and as he walks by me, I just do a quick 180, and I'm walking right behind him, and I follow him right into the backstage. Cody Canada's in there with like 2 chicks.
You hit the jackpot, Cody.
Terry Clark was in that 12-man jam. Do you know Terry Clark, the brunette?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really good, and I chatted with her.
Wow.
And Cody Canada's like, "Hey man, get a beer."
You're one of the crew.
I mean, I was. It was real random, and nobody ever asked anything to me.
What a neat experience.
So it wasn't, you know, at that point I would have loved Pat Green or, you know, like a big time guy. And Cody, I was still cross Canadian.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I was at many of those shows when I was younger.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it is. And Boland, I can speak for this guy over here. We're both big Jason Boland fans. He's man, you talk about a poet. That's a poet.
What, whiskey took my heart, whiskey took my
liver. Yeah.
Jesus took my heart.
Yes.
Floating through life like
so that live at Billy Bob's that Boland had, that was a fantastic.
Well, Dwayne, what are some of your kind of influences? What makes you? I mean, you said Waylon's a big one.
Yeah, well, kind of to break it down, it goes back to childhood, as I was saying, but I had the privilege of having grandparents that were music lovers.
Wow.
You know, not only did my grandfather teach me the construction trade and how to build homes and so many other things, he was a big lover of country music. So when he was out there building those homes, there was always country music playing.
Yeah, buddy.
So he would take me sometimes 2 times a year to Branson, Missouri. Back in those times, I mean, Johnny Cash was playing out there, Mickey Gilley, Roy Clark.
Why Branson?
It's just where all the old legends were going at the time. It was kind of the scene of in the 80s and 90s where their popularity had kind of simmered down and some of these new artists were coming in. So it gave you the time to get that intimate theater show with some of these legends. I mean, John Conley.
Wow.
Yeah.
From the Maypearl area, y'all go up to Missouri?
Yes, we would. We'd drive up there. We'd get in Mamaw and Pawpaw's. That was my Mamaw and Pawpaw. Mamaw's still alive, by the way. And we just recently lost Pawpaw.
Oh man, sorry about that.
Yeah, it's thank you, Co. I appreciate that. But my grandfather's love for country music it bled over into me.
Yeah.
And I got into the rock and roll. I got into some of the metal growing up, a little bit of the rap, not too much, but I always gravitated towards the country. There was a point in time where maybe it was a little embarrassing. You're thinking, I'm a rock and roll guy, but no, secretly I'm out there listening to Keith Whitley.
Boy.
And things like that.
Don't close your eyes.
Right.
Yeah, but really Waylon Jennings, and that's another one. This guy, I think he's really drawn me into Waylon Jennings at an early age. Of course I heard all the radio stuff, but this guy was in it so deep. He would teach me all that back kind of the recordings you didn't hear too much that weren't on the radios, more of the stuff you had to seek and find.
Amanda, Rose in Paradise. I mean,
Rose in Paradise is a wonderful.
Waymore's Blues is another one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He just goes to the front of the line for me, and I don't know what it is. I guess the song "I've Always Been Crazy." The one by Waylon.
Oh yeah.
But it's kept me from going insane.
1 foot over the line,
Well, I'm familiar with Pat Green. The reason I'm using this reference is when Pat Green produced his first 2 CDs. I mean, they were just amazing songs about hell-raising honky tonk.
Yes, they
Then you
were.
got Snowing on Raton and Family Man.
Oh yeah.
And again, I am a Pat Green fan. I'm not trying to put down any musician, but then it just kind of took a different, more mass-produced. Mm-hmm. Maybe other songwriters.
Yeah, the Nashville kind of feel.
Sure, and whatever. I'm not, but those first 2 albums were like these good, pure, him making music.
Road dogging it.
Yeah.
Right, not just throwing songs together.
And I'll listen to those 2 albums over majority of any music he makes.
Yeah.
And a lot of other musicians for that matter, just because.
It hits you in your heart.
Yeah. And he ain't going to play Snowing on Raton at a concert. You're never going to hear it, right? When are you going to hear any of those old songs? And that's kind of like comparison to Waylon Jennings a little bit.
Right.
You got so many albums, so much material to pick from.
It is.
That's like me. I go to the early Jason Boland stuff, a lot of the Texas artists, Cody Jinks' early stuff,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, advice to you,
okay,
Mr. Aspiring Star over here.
I don't know about all that, sir.
Well, but there's something to that in the sense that, like, I mean, I don't know why they changed their music. I was a big Hayes Carl fan.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Likewise. Yeah.
His first 2 albums were just Lost and Lonely and
oh man, they were
getting
treasures.
messed up down in Port Bolivar Peninsula where he lived, and I mean there's some deep songs and you can just hear it in the words.
Yeah.
And then he started getting a little bit more success, and it was more fun songs, and then now he's got Allison Moore, his girl. She's fine, and they make love songs now.
So there's value in all that.
Right, it's all great, but that real grit, talking about things that you're really experiencing, it's like in order to be a successful artist, you need to have some trauma in your life.
Yeah,
right. You really do.
Be in touch with it.
And it sounds like losing your grandfather might have been some inspiration in its own.
There was a song that I'll be releasing here pretty soon.
Really?
I wrote 3 days after that happened, just because sitting on that back porch.
How long ago?
It was on Father's Day this past year.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
golly.
It's been a big blow, but hey,
so you write that song.
Well, it came a little unexpected when he passed.
Yeah,
no one was expecting it. He, went in for checkups and see what was going on, and they just, they lost him, and so it was hard for the family, and it was tough. But we got through it,
Yeah.
Garrett's family, my family are
very close.
Very close.
Good.
There's a lot of history.
Oh, yeah.
So
I liked how you just picked right up. Y'all knew y'all were on the same point. There was no let me check the music or let me read something. Now y'all have done that a few times.
Yeah, we used to have fun in the little bar room scenes and stuff like that. And, we did a lot of that for entertainment too. It wasn't, they gave us free drinks and they paid us. So
yeah, man.
It wasn't much, but hey,
all day long.
It's a lot of fun. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how'd that happen? So you 3 days later, you're just kind of
just out on the back porch,
get your mind off of.
Yeah, that's it. It's just the suit again. For me, music is therapy.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of
Was that a lyrics first or tune first?
that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It just
put it together.
I don't even know. I was in a very saddened state.
Wow.
At the time, but, you know.
Well, I'm looking forward to that one now.
Yes, sir. But, you know, it's also a song kind of like take a sad song and make it happy.
Oh, good.
Type of spin, too. Yeah. So, you know.
That's right.
Take a sad song and make it happy. Man, I bought a record player, paid a couple $100 for it because I wanted to.
Good investment.
My dad has a bunch of records.
Hey, man, that's the way they're all going back to it now.
So he gave me like a big old stack of records.
I love to hear that needle on that vinyl.
I'm telling you.
That's where I cut my teeth on countries at my grandmother's house as a child, spinning those records. Oh, man, yeah.
Well, he's got a Abbey Road 1969 Apple. It's the Apple, whatever that
Apple
is.
Label.
Yeah. The Apple label. Well,
came up with.
It was cool. I was listening to it and it was good. And I went to the record store to look for another record just for fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, they don't have any Beatles. And so I went to like the back portion of the special albums. And that album's like worth $350.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Right.
Yeah. And their second album, it's called the second album, I think, is there. And it was like $150. So I was sitting there, and I got both of them there.
Yeah.
And it's just so cool
You're
to kind of see that.
Thank you, Dad. I appreciate that, you know?
Well, I mean, I ain't going to sell it. I mean, $350.
No, not by a long shot.
No. But, hey, you have the original,
yeah,
you know, from back then.
And it sounds great on any turntable, man.
You know, speaking of records and albums and album covers, when I was a kid, I remember crawling around. And you know how stereos were stations back then, you know, and a lot of times you'd have your receiver, you'd have your record player, your tape decks, your equalizers and all that, and then you'd have your record shelves down at the bottom.
Wow.
Well, little 2-3-year-old me would love to sit down and pull out my dad's records and look at them. And Rolling Stones' Tattoo You.
Nice.
That album cover is imprinted
in your mind.
In my mind.
Did you think much about an album cover on this deal?
You know,
because you're not making anything hard.
No.
So you just you don't have something to like.
I don't really get too lost in that part of it. I have a guy that works on that for me, and I just let him do his thing.
Yeah.
I kind of give him some ideas, and we go from there.
I ain't no artist, you know what I mean?
I'm not.
I mean,
I'm more of the music, and same thing when it goes into recording. I've tried some of the home recording myself with software, but where I find myself, I spend so much time trying to figure out the software that I lose the inspiration. Yeah. So
that's why we got Axel here, man.
That's right. I mean,
for the long time listeners, Axel's back today. He helped me through the first. I've got 42 episodes, but he helped me through the first 15 or 20 of them.
Wow.
And that's just, I mean, again, I just like doing it.
Yeah.
And why you're on, I don't want to do a podcast that I don't want to do.
Yes, sir.
I'm not just doing this. So if I can have a friend that wants to chat for an hour and let me record it,
sounds like your man Axel over here has got a promising future and a lot of talent there. He's able to, you know, keep it going and keep the sound right.
He absolutely does, and I'm pushing him on some other stuff.
Keep bringing him back. That says a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you. Most definitely.
Axel, I know you're not a big country fan. What'd you think of the tunes there?
I really liked it. When he said Neon Moonlight, I thought of Brooks and Dunn. That's how.
Yes. There was some of that kind of kicks in there. You know.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
What is the Boot Scootin' Boogie?
Boot Scootin' Boogie. Yeah.
And then Neon. Is there a Neon?
There's a Neon Moonlight that they have, and Axel's exactly right. You know, there was some of that kind of, you know, a song. I've been told this way: a song is a rendition of a song of another song of another song.
Yep.
So they're
there's only so many notes. There's only so. I mean, you know,
not that they sound anything alike,
right?
But the concepts and things like that.
That's a great thing.
Yeah.
I one of my favorite movies, Finding Forrester, was with Sean Connery, and he's like this old author, and he meets this like young aspiring black kid in the inner city, and he teaches him to be a better writer. Anyway, he takes one of Sean Connery's stories and makes it his own story. He turns it in, then the teacher recognizes it from the original author and then says, "You've plagiarized." And he's like, "No, I didn't. It's my own story." And then he says, "Well, prove it." and Sean Connery never wanted to be known that he was around or helping.
Uh-huh.
And so the kid's about to get kicked out of school, and then Sean Connery shows up and reads the story or whatever.
Yeah.
They wrote, and it's like, oh, it's
in
him.
that Sean Connery voice, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Oh man, yeah.
He passed too.
Unfortunately,
Boy, we lost a lot this year, man.
It's been a tough year.
Yeah.
It's been tough past couple years losing these legends.
We're getting back at it, man.
We are. When Merle Haggard passed, and that's more than a couple years ago. That was a heavy blow. Yeah, and
I got lucky, man. I saw him at Bass Hall.
Oh wow!
Probably like in 09 or 10.
That's like me. And I was lucky. I got to see him once too.
The thing is, we had tickets from Merle over.
Oh, that's right. I was part of. Yeah, he was sick. He didn't show.
Yeah, and it wasn't too long after we lost him. I came very close to getting that opportunity, but that's one that I never had.
I'm a Merle Haggard fan as of that concert. Before I knew some of his songs, I thought it sounded pretty good and all that. But when I saw him live, I was like, holy crap.
The talent there is just undeniable.
Yeah.
He has a son that's out doing some things.
That's exactly what I was going to say. My favorite part is like when he'd finish a chorus or a verse, he'd go, "Tell him, boy," and his son would start playing a good guitar riff.
Man, they can make that Telecaster just do so many things. The twang.
He got a lot of kids, doesn't he?
Yes,
I think he does. Yeah.
I saw like a tribute, and there was like a room full of. I was like, "Who are these people?" That's his kids.
He had a good life.
Ben Haggard's the one that's got a lot of his dad's talent.
Okay.
Ben does.
Noel is well known too, but Ben's the one that's taken it to the next level. Been a lot more recognized. That's just.
Well,
if you look at Ben, he looks almost identical to him.
It's interesting, kind of like Lucas Nelson, right?
Yes.
Big
fan.
He's pretty good.
He's great.
But Merle Haggard has the story to go with his country music,
yes,
right?
He does.
And Willie Nelson has a story of DJing and doing things for free for so many years.
Been around the block and back.
Yeah, so it's interesting how this new flock of musicians, how that stacks up. And again, a musician's a musician and performance is performance.
Sure.
But you do kind of respect that. That's why I like guys like Culture Wall and Tyler Childers.
I do too, because some of that old type of sound is starting to come back, and I think that's something that we were missing. There's a reason why that old sound's coming back.
Yeah, it is, man. And you look at the YouTube hits on some of those things, we're 14, 15 million. Now, I'm about 1,000 of those. I mean, I get that.
You take credit for the
but still 14 million don't matter if you got 14 million views. If you got something somebody's going to listen to 14 million times. And that's just one video, one song, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
no, I'm telling you, the old sound, like Charlie Crockett you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, so I got a thing on that. He, when I first heard him, he was definitely more blues, jazz, and it had country, and I liked it. And he'd play a country song, and it'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Now, it is all Western swing country music.
Yes,
no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And he's making albums quick too. I think he had 2 albums last year. I mean, 2 or 3 a year he's putting out.
But that energy on that swing, when you're there on that live performance, I can only imagine, when you go Saturday.
I love that he's a half white, half black guy.
Yeah.
And a lot of friends I've told about Charlie Crockett, they hear it, and then I've seen him a bunch of times.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, I didn't know he was,
Yeah.
I know that make a difference, but it's just kind of unique to see that. And he always says, I'm the great grandson of Davy Crockett. He always says that in the shows. Yeah.
Now, is that truth in that, or
he claims it? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. East Texas, West Louisiana, kind of.
Yeah.
Pine Woods. That's where he's from, man.
I can definitely hear the Louisiana in his voice.
He had this song Trinity River. And it was kind of jazz, kind of blue. Trinity River, just a dirty little river, and it was. Anyway, he doesn't play those songs anymore. It kind of sucks, but
he spent a lot of time in Dallas, if I remember correctly.
I thought he was a Dallas guy, but he just spent a lot of time there. It'll be fun and nothing else. I'm excited just to get out.
I'm telling you, Billy Bob's is just one of those places that, man. If just to be a fly on the wall of all the people that come through.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all genres too.
All genres.
Yeah.
I think they call it the world famous honky tonk.
Yeah. You ever try that Cooper's over there?
Yes.
Oh man, that place is phenomenal.
So here's the deal with Billy Bob's, man. You got to go to Cooper's first, get your good meal in. Get there early. Go to the little rodeo they have beforehand.
That's what we're going to do.
Get a little rodeo action in.
Oh, yeah. Check out the bull riding.
Yeah.
This weekend coming up.
Then you go see the performance. So, I mean, what else you need?
Yeah. We got 8 o'clock dinner plans, like right by the stockyards. And we're going to go. So before dinner, we're going to go to the rodeo. And then dinner, then go over.
Sounds to me like you have a fun night plan.
Yeah, well, I hope to do a little two-stepping.
There you go.
Apparently, are they going to allow us? I mean, I'm sure they are, right?
I'm curious about that. You know, I wish I knew more, but I haven't been out much.
You've got me inspired. I think I'm going to take a trip up there and see. I want to know what's going on.
Well, you know, if they're allowing us, then there's no reason not to.
I mean, they've got to do something, or they're going to close the doors, man. It would break my heart to see that place closed down.
Well, that place and everything else has grown so much over the years, and it was just hitting that kind of stride of really, and it still is, Panther Island. And we went ice skating over there over Christmas.
No joke.
Panther Island ice skating or something like that.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that even existed.
Just when you cross over the river, Trinity River, before you get to the stockyards, there were the Fort Worth Cats play. They had ice rinks out there.
Man, that's pretty cool.
They weren't big, but
we're from Texas. To have an ice skating rink in Texas,
absolutely.
I mean, come on.
It was all COVID friendly. They all,
we had a little icy condition here a couple weeks ago.
How'd y'all fare?
We fared. We fared. We lost water. We lost power. But hey, we're lucky. Much more fortunate than some. I was out there with a shovel, busting ice off the swimming pool, keeping the pump going, and all that stuff.
Oh man, it was a mess.
It was. This guy over here.
You want to just?
He's had. Let me go ahead and break it down. This guy's been in 2 wrecks and a polar vortex here lately.
Oh,
it's
man.
true.
Wow.
It's true. Me and my wife are down in Waco. I'm gonna keep these stories short and sweet. The guy blew through an intersection and hit us in the passenger rear fender.
Wow.
Creamed it. I didn't even see him coming. I was looking the other direction. My wife was driving, and we had witnesses. Thank God, it was the other guy's fault. That following Monday, I told her, I said, look, you've got to always be a defensive driver, especially in unfamiliar areas. I get in my truck, I go around the corner, I've got the right of way on Main Street and walks. There's no stop signs until you get to the light. There's little side streets off of it. Lady blows the stop sign and creams me right in the passenger door. Thank God I didn't have anybody in the truck. I got out and pinched myself about 5 or 6 times. I was like, no.
This ain't
my
real.
mouth was hanging over. Are you okay? They thought I was hurt. It's like, no. And I'm going to cross-reference the 2 wrecks. You on what? Well, I just got hit. They're like, wait. I've told people, they look up and they back away from me like, man.
They don't want that juju to rub off.
We're running from cars right now. And then the polar vortex hit right. I was like, 2 wrecks in a polar vortex. What are you going to do?
Triple threat, man.
What are you going to do? Man, we were talking about Christianity, and there's a lesson to be learned of it. And I feel like I tell my wife all the time, have a little faith, and God's going to carry us through it. And
yeah, man.
Once you get past it and look over your life, it'll be a very insignificant thing.
Well, and I
we
think
walked away from
agree.
it. Nobody had to, we were blessed. I told my wife that was a blessing. You walked away from it pretty much unscathed, so. It is what it is.
Big part of that lesson is recognizing it and looking for the silver lining.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you just think life sucks and you just keep thinking that way. But if you open your mind and look for that silver lining, that's a big part of what
there's value to be found in almost every situation that goes on.
Yeah.
And if you're not learning every day, I'm not here to preach or get up on a soapbox either, but if you're not learning something new every day, you ain't trying hard enough.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. I think I really want you guys to go ahead and do another one if you're ready.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah.
We're flying along here.
All right, guys. Let's go into it. Y'all ready to go?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
All right, Cole. This song right here, this is called Fun I Like. It's off the EP Neon Moonlight, and you can find this on Apple and all other streaming platforms like Spotify and YouTube as well.
Nice. Rip it.
I'm ready to party, I'm ready to score. I've got one foot and it's out the door. When my boots hit that floor, I'm gonna come back for some more. 'Cause the fun I like, it happens at night. It don't stop when you turn out the lights. The fun I like, it happens at night. It don't stop till the morning light. I've got my baby and we're headed to town. I'm gonna spin her all around. Well, those laws will soon be found. And then I'll take her home and lay her down. 'Cause the fun I like, it happens at night. It don't stop when you turn out the lights. The fun I like, it happens at night. And it don't stop till the morning light. The fun I like, it happens at night. And it don't stop when you turn out the lights. The fun I like, it happens at night. And it don't stop till the morning light. The fun I like, it happens at night. And it don't stop when you turn out the lights. The fun I like, it happens at night. And it don't stop till the morning light.
Nice.
Thank you, sir.
Love it, man.
Appreciate it.
Dwayne, I'm very impressed and very excited that you're making music, and if you don't make another tune, I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you, Cole. That means a lot.
And it's cool to kind of see you do things, and anytime you're making something or
yes, sir,
doing something on your own, I'm just a big fan. I try to keep this right about an hour. So,
sure, yeah.
I think we're right at about an hour.
About an hour, yeah. Sounds good, man.
We'll have fun editing this and playing with it, and I'll get you some good stuff.
Okay.
And completely honest, you guys come back and do this.
Okay, we'd love to.
Anytime you want to pick a couple more different songs that you want to play, or just chat. We'll just chat and hang out again.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean? So
absolutely, Cole.
Gary's nice meeting you.
Yeah, likewise, man. Yeah. Thanks for having us here. It's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed it, and we look forward to doing it again one day.
Most definitely, Cole.
Cool, man. Dwayne Ledbetter, iTunes, Under the Neon Moon.
But look up the artist name Ledbetter.
Ledbetter.
Ledbetter, underneath the neon moonlight.
All right, guys. See ya.
See ya.
Getting better every day. Another summer in the sun, hanging out and